things off with a light appetizer and a simple salad for your pre-Thanksgiving meal. Jamie Price and Carin Swaronski have fabulous tips when it comes to entertaining your family and friends. Was it good? Oh, man, was it?
A+.
All right, good.
Well, today, okay, these fabulous women are here to share things that you can eat while you prepare all day for the Thanksgiving feast. Ladies, it is so nice to have you back. We adore you. Okay, so you are going to start with some Belgian endive bites.
Yes, and the question came up, is it endive or endive?
I thought it was endive.
It's actually two different things. So endive are these little leaves that we have right here that are a low-carb option to like a baguette or a cracker or something along those lines.
They're so crunchy and they look so pretty.
Yes.
And then what's the other?
Endive is like a curly lettuce.
Oh,
yes.
really?
Yes, they're two different things.
Oh, I bet you 80% of viewers didn't know that they were two separate things.
I didn't know that. I had no idea.
It's very true. So what happens on Thanksgiving morning, right? No one eats breakfast.
Right. No one
and then
does.
the turkey takes 2 hours too long, and everyone's starving by the time you're supposed to be eating Thanksgiving dinner.
Have you been over? Have you been to my house?
Yeah, it's a normal thing.
Okay.
So we're just making a light bite today. So we're doing a Belgian endive little bite. We are doing some celery, some chopped apple, a little bit of lemon juice, olive oil, and then we're topping it with walnuts and goat cheese.
Oh,
so just enough to satiate everyone until dinner's on the table.
Oh my gosh, this is a great idea because that's always the concern. If you do like a big, beautiful charcuterie platter, I mean, that's lovely, but you can kind of end up full before you're even eating.
Exactly. This is just enough to keep people satiated until dinner's ready. But I'm going to have you actually pop these right over here.
You know, I'll help you with anything.
And maybe Carin can tell us a little bit about wine.
Yeah. There's nothing worse than not having enough alcohol at Thanksgiving, right?
We always want to make sure that people want to enjoy it. What you don't want to do is run out and you've hardly started dinner and you're like, oh boy, we underbought.
Yeah, so you always want to make sure you're planning ahead for your guests.
Okay.
So general rule of thumb is your guests are going to have 2 glasses of wine or 2 glasses of sparkling before dinner.
Before dinner.
So before dinner. So about a half, you generally want to plan for a half bottle of wine per person.
Okay.
My rule of thumb is add 6 bottles just as a buffer. Worst case scenario, you have extras.
And it's ready for Christmas. Yeah, who cares?
So 2 glasses of wine before dinner, leading into dinner, and maybe a glass or 2 over the course of the dinner. They're smaller pours. You can stretch a bottle to have 4 to 6 glasses. So
am I doing this okay?
You are doing great.
Is this looking right?
Yep,
I kind of have it
falling
falling all over, but I don't know.
It doesn't have to
It's
look
like
perfect.
a rustic look that we have going on here. Yeah, you get in on here. Thank you.
Because I would really like some of this.
Yeah, you can do the cheese.
Let me ask you this, Carin, if we are having like a champagne toast and we're celebrating all that good stuff, you have a formula that we ought to employ for that as well.
Yeah, for any bottle of sparkling. So you can have Prosecco, you can have Cava, you can have champagne. It doesn't have to be champagne. You could get something a little bit more budget-friendly in the Prosecco Cava world.
For sure.
But a bottle of sparkling will go for about 10 pours as an either aperitif or as a cheers before dinner.
Oh, that's good
So
to know.
it's really nice that it'll stretch, and that pairs very nicely with what Jamie's prepared here today.
Yeah, what do you like here? This is just a nice little Prosecco?
It's a nice little Prosecco, light, airy. You could drink it by itself. It's a nice little way to kick off the party, get the party started there.
Oh gosh, I already feel like it's a party. We should start every show with bubbles, in my opinion. I mean, really.
And it's refreshing it with the cheese and all the
And this is so nice, and then I just eat it like that, right?
Exactly.
So simple.
Yep.
I do want to get to this. This is a Brussels sprout slaw with roasted ginger vinaigrette. Tell me how we put all this together.
Absolutely.
It sounds great.
So it's a raw Brussels sprout salad. So I've already shredded these, and what I've done first is dress them just really lightly with some olive oil and lemon juice to get things moving.
I love that. That was really delicious.
And then good. And then, so what we're going to do is I already prepared a roasted ginger vinaigrette. Now, roasted ginger vinaigrette may sound a little exotic to people, might be a little too much for those tame tastes out there, so a great alternative. So this would just be a basic lemon vinaigrette, olive oil, lemon juice, Dijon mustard.
Great.
But the way that I did this is if you actually want to pour it right over, I have that little spatula right there. Yep.
Oh my God.
Pour it right over.
I love little spatulas.
Little spatulas are so fun.
Yes.
How are you feeling about this amount?
That looks great.
That looks good.
Will you toss it together?
Please go right ahead.
Yeah, toss it. I'll keep drinking my bubbly.
The roasted ginger, though, it's smoky, it's sweet, it's spicy. You actually roast the ginger whole, which sounds really interesting.
Wow.
Yes, and you broil it. So check out the recipe. It's a really interesting one. There's a lot of really intense flavors.
Get your nose in there.
That's good.
You like that?
Yep, and then we're going to put the sunflower seeds, so half a cup of those sunflower seeds over that.
Oh, I love sunflower seeds.
And then 1 cup of dried cranberries or cherries. I did cherries in this one. I think they just add a really nice sweetness. Cranberries are obviously a really great one. You could add canned cranberry if
How do you feel about canned cranberry?
That's crazy
You don't feel good about that.
That is absolutely absolute crazy talk.
Yeah, but dried
this
cranberries
nice.
would be lovely here, knowing that that's such a seasonal.
Do you want me to spoon feed you, or what would you like me to do?
I bet we can find a spoon.
I'll get a fork. Everybody stand up.
Here, I'll just use
some?
this little spoon. I've got one. You grab another one.
You want to use this mini spatula?
I'll just use this. It's fine.
We're going in.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I love that vinaigrette.
Lots of flavor.
Love vinaigrette.
Yes.
Ooh, that little kick in that.
I know.
That ginger
ginger.
is present.
That is
Ginger, garlic.
really wonderful.
Yes.
And you brought, Corinne, a couple of other wines that you like here.
Yes, we're going to be tasting those a little later.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so we figured the Prosecco and the sparkling to get the party started, but then we'll turn it up a notch
Sorry.
soon.
Slow down. You got to slow down with these beverages, all right? We got to pace ourselves.
No, I've had a long day.
We're all about responsible drinking,
Yeah.
responsible sipping.
Have a good time. Oh, we're at the tasting table, suddenly making some noise.
So
the peanut
Jamie and
gallery.
Corinne, they're going to stick around to make some fantastic Thanksgiving side dishes. We're going to get the recipe for a gratin parsnips paired with a delicious red wine that is not yet opened.
I don't think I know what au gratin means.
I think it means like with a creamy, yummy sauce on
Is
it.
it a synonym for scalloped?
Nah.
Au gratin potatoes and scalloped potatoes, are they the same thing, or is it an endive endive
They're
thing?
different.
They're different.
They're different.
Thank goodness
Okay.
Jamie is here.
Busting a lot of myths.
Yes, you
Yes,
are.
it
All right,
is
why don't we
live.
check in with our friends over at the Thanksgiving tasting table? What do you think of the appetizers, Paul? Why don't you start us off?
Paul entertains a lot. This has got to be right
He
up your
does.
alley.
Oh, guys, I think what's great about this appetizer is it's light and it's sweet and it's just enough. It's just enough to kind of get you started.
Great taste.
Yeah, good.
Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah,
The
dig in.
celery adds a really nice, refreshing component, I think, to the apple too. I really like that.
That's nice.
And then you got the creaminess of the cheese in there, so it's a beautiful first bite. Salad in a scoop.
Yeah, that's
built
totally
in.
what it is.
Two things I've learned so far. First of all, you should have handheld microphones at your table
Yeah.
for Thanksgiving because it makes it feel a little cozier.
It would cut down on the
not weird
arguing,
at all.
I think.
If you had to wait for the mic to talk,
For sure, it'd be wonderful.
although it's not working right now. Okay, here's something else that I learned. Au gratin means to make like a brown layer, a golden brown top is what it means.
Oh, that's good.
It's from the robot in the sky.
I
taught
like
us
all
that.
this. And if you don't have a little spoon, just use the big
Use
one.
a ladle. Hey, coming up, we're
Twin Cities Live at 4. We got a party going on.
We got a party. Isn't this so
we
fun?
absolutely do. This is Twin Cities Live's Thanksgiving special. It's presented by Old Home, and we are so delighted to be hanging out with our very hungry friends. We have Paul Folger down there,
By
Jackie
himself,
Kane,
hey, Paul.
Matt Belanger, and Ren Claire, all of our dear friends from 5 Eyewitness News, and we are not done eating yet. Haven't the recipes been over the top?
Incredible.
I mean, and has this been the greatest assignment that you've had since you've
We
worked
have
here?
all been
In my
talking about
career.
it the
In your
whole time.
career. All right, so what are you guys snacking
Yeah, what
on
are you
now that
eating
we
right
haven't
now?
even
Steve,
had?
this is our favorite disrespected / underappreciated vegetable.
Yeah.
Oh, the parsnip.
Parsnip.
I think
gratin.
this is, there has been an
yes.
error.
No.
These have to be potatoes. They taste just like potatoes.
Yes.
That must be an
This
error.
is an unbelievable
There's
dish.
no way this isn't a potato.
Okay.
Those coming out of the oven and just boiling and cooking down. Gosh, man, they're just
Well, you
so
guys
good.
They
eat
have a
up.
wonderful sweet
We will.
You
Enjoy
love
it.
them.
Thank
Okay,
you.
keep finishing because we're going to find out how to make these gratin parsnips.
we don't
So
know
we
what-
love
what
having
we're
you guys.
doing. Jamie and Corinne, they were with us in the 3 o'clock hour. They're back to teach us again. Okay, so au gratin parsnips.
Parsnips, right? You want to say potatoes.
You do.
You
Yes.
think you're going to say potatoes.
Yes.
I can promise you they're not potatoes.
They're not.
Okay, so yeah, we're going to show you guys how we made these. So last time we were on, we used our handheld mandolin.
Mandolin.
It's like my favorite tool. I think
Yeah, it's
everyone
good.
needs one, honestly.
It could also nearly kill you. You need to be
Yes,
very
we
careful.
have. There is a little safety in case you
that's
need
nice.
it. Elizabeth, I bet you've used a mandolin
I have,
a time or two.
yes,
okay,
I
would
have.
love for you to start
Yeah?
just shaving them. So the benefit of using a mandolin
Do you
is
want
that
it just like this way?
I would actually start
Like
is
that?
if you're comfortable with it.
Yeah,
Yep,
for sure.
Yes.
Careful, Elizabeth. That's
I
your
know,
career right
at
there.
your-
I know. If I was doing this to my face, I'd be more worried. right?
Wait, so is anything happening?
It creates, so if you lift it up, you'll they small uniform pieces, which is really necessary in a recipe like this when they're baking down. And the thinner the slice, the quicker they will cook.
Oh, great.
So,
Gotcha.
yes. So we already have a bunch of them prepped. So that's great.
Okay, you feel
Perfect.
good? You
Yep,
want me
I
to
feel
add those
good.
to your
Yes,
pile?
please.
Okay.
So what we're going to do now is actually layer them with the sliced onion in this baking dish.
Okay,
Wonderful.
good.
Yep.
Okay.
So go ahead. I want you to get in there as well.
Yeah,
Yep.
do you want these first?
Yes. Yep,
Okay,
I
so
would do a
I
thin
almost
layer
said
of that.
potatoes again.
Yeah,
Parsnips first.
I know, yes, parsnips first, that's
Then the
perfect.
onions.
Okay.
Then do just a small amount of onions. Then we're gonna grab that Gruyere cheese.
Yeah.
And do a thin layer of that.
Oh my
and then,
gosh. And then, I mean, Corinne at these parties is just drinking. It's just a really great deal. She's like,
She
can I
gets
get
to come
those
in the
last
final
ones?"
product.
Yes.
Making sure that they understand what they're drinking.
I think that's
very important. Very
Understanding
important.
their wine preferences.
Do you want more?
Keep layering.
Okay.
So it's that same layer over and over. Parsnip,
layer
onion,
over
cheese.
and over. And then the only thing we're going to do, simmering right now, I have some whole milk, some half and half. If you wanted to go crazy and get into the heavy cream, please feel free.
Yeah, albeit do it.
Yes. Thanksgiving only comes once a year.
No kidding.
So
That's
then
the
some
truth.
salt, nutmeg, some fresh sage, garlic, and then that's going to be poured right over it, covered with tin foil and baked for 60 minutes, and another 10 minutes without the foil on to get a nice bubbly golden brown on the top.
Listen, this is like making lasagna, but 100 times easier.
I know, but it's
really.
parsnips.
And healthier.
It's
Yes.
like, and
Yes.
really healthier.
Awesome. Thank you guys very much.
So
Yes.
good.
All right, so now maybe you guys can try the final product since
We will.
I mean, that baked so
We're
quickly.
in a real fork shortage around here.
Where are our forks? Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't remember any of the recipes
Took 'em
today,
right off our
I cannot over-communicate this. Make sure you have the right amount of silverware, or else we talked about Uncle
There's a
Tony. He'll
theme.
lose it.
There's
Oh, we're
a
at
theme
plastic
here.
forks now?
Plastic forks,
Yeah.
that's what's happening.
We're at the kids' table.
Yeah.
What?
Now we have the real one. We got the real one.
No,
We got
now
the-
out of
you're already
principle.
eating. You
I'm
might as
in.
well.
I want to get the whole layers. Okay, so what kind of wine do you think we should have with this?
Try a bite of the parsnips. Now, I fell in love with Carbonara, which is
Wow, that's good.
really fantastic red wine. It's a little bit underrated. I was living in Chile for a month, and I said, wow, this is like the most underrated red wine I've had.
I want to be you.
And
Okay.
you can come next time. And what I love about it, it's not tannic, it's not a juice bomb, and it pairs well with nearly everything on the table, from your turkey to all your sides.
Oh, yum.
And it stands up against even some of the hardiest meals.
Oh, that's kind of fun because then you're also exposing your guests to something they maybe haven't had before, and it feels
that's
like
really
really fun. Man, let me talk about this
The parsnip
situation.
thing. The parsnip.
It's
is back.
simultaneously like really rich and satisfying, but at the same time really light.
Well, it has that sweetness from the parsnips too
Yes.
that you wouldn't expect. That's what gives it away.
Yes,
That's the
you're
one
right
thing.
about that.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh,
Yeah.
I love this. This is so delicious. This wine is wonderful.
It's so
with
well
this.
balanced. And I think the one thing too that people with Carbonara, it has an herbaceousness.
Carbonara.
So it goes well with even, all your veggies, which are generally hard to pair with Brussels sprouts, harder pairing. And so to really make sure that there's something for everybody on the table, this is your go-to red wine. It's a little bit of a change from your Pinots and your everyday
And
wines.
people think they have to do a white wine because it's turkey.
You can have
No.
one of each at your table. You
Yeah.
can switch it up, allow them to kind of play with the pairings on their palate.
Are we drinking the white too?
We are going to drink the
Yeah,
white.
we're gonna
We're
drink
going to
it.
drink the
That's
try the
my
white
kind
first.
of
there
wine.
for
Try
fun.
this one?
Just there to look nice.
Yeah, because then I would assume we're going to dish up whatever's happening
That
here.
is right.
Yes, let me
Yep.
get in here. I can dish you guys up.
Oh, gosh,
So
look
this
at you.
is mashed cauliflower. So
Yes.
here's the thing with side dishes, right? Like everyone has their go-tos. I wait all year for my mom's stuffing, bar none.
isn't that
right?
lovely?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I'm not suggesting that you stray away from that. But if you're looking for a lightened up version
For sure.
of a mashed vegetable of sorts,
I don't
this
know.
mashed
This
cauliflower
looks rich
is
and
fantastic.
luscious.
And it's with a roasted garlic butter and fresh thyme. So talk about the herbaceousness with the wine.
And then the
You get a little
wine.
bit of that.
So the wine, this is an Albarino. It's a Spanish wine. So the other one was South America and Chilean.
Oh boy, that's really good.
Yeah. And so this one, it's also got a higher acidity to it. It's going to stand up. It's a little bit drier. It's medium to light bodied. It's going to offset some of the
That cauliflower
richness.
is so silky and delicious and wonderful.
Come back after the holidays.
Yeah, great.
We'll see us
Yeah.
again. We would love to have you guys back. So
Yeah, they're so
delicious.
good. Oh my
Hey, we
gosh.
posted these recipes, by the way,
Yum.
and links to their blogs at twincitieslive.com. Go
Okay,
check them out.
that is a very good white wine.
all great.
My word.